Ellen, what are these 3 quotes here? Because you already gave us these. There's a lot of new people in session 8, and several people in the past few weeks have come up to me and said, I cut these quotes out and I read them, especially like if I eat, I'll be temporarily distracted from my distress, but whatever problem led to my distress in the first place will still be there, and then I'll have the problem of feeling badly that I ate, and I'll really feel badly when I see that the scale has gone up. So these are little mantras that you read because we are still eating over stress. Not as much as we might have in the past, but we need to let go, let God. And then so many people ask me about carbohydrates. They just don't seem to get it. I put a very detailed article that you can read at home. Not all carbohydrates are bad. There's still portion control. Some people can eat a lot of carbohydrates and still lose weight. Some people can't. It's all what's good for you. You can be eating brown rice, parsnips, sweet corn, and barley and still gain weight. You have to see what's good for you. But I'll tell you, the biscuits, pizzas, white bread, white flour, white pasta, white rice, and sugary processed breakfast cereals really should not be on anyone's logs. These are not good for you. They're not good for your insulin levels. They're high in calories, and that brings up the soft drinks, the candy bars, the honeys. Now, honey, a little honey on your cereal, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about anything in excess. Those of you with adult onset diabetes, or those of you who are prone or on that verge, really need to take a good look at what you're eating. What kind of carbs? Food is food. 1,200 calories is 1,200 calories, except when it comes to protein, because your body spends 40% of those calories processing that protein. So if it's 100 calories, you're only going to be taking onto your body 60 of those calories. So I say, eat more protein. Now this article says you should have twice as many carbs on your plate as protein. Well, that's fine unless it makes you gain weight. I don't want anyone to starve themselves. A lot of people have been making soup and liking it. The Weight Watchers soup, they've been losing weight and eating it and experimenting. Black beans, pinto beans, experimenting with it. You've got to really do that. Also, I want to bring up flaxseed. I've heard from several people that they've been putting ground flaxseed in their oatmeal or yogurt, and there's an enormous amount of benefit. Now, I'm not talking about those fish oil pills that you eat. I'm talking about ground flaxseed that's high in omega-3s, ligands, and fiber. It says it helps prevent cancer, helps your cardiovascular system, helps with diabetes, inflammation, hot flashes. It's not a magic bullet. Pregnant and lactating women shouldn't use it, so I don't know if there's anybody pregnant in the group and they haven't told me, but you shouldn't be using flaxseed. But you should buy it ground and brown or golden. If you're going to ask me where, I'm sure Wegmans, yes.
Walmart has it.
Walmart.
Has ground flaxseed and very inexpensive.
Very inexpensive ground flaxseed at Walmart. And what do you put it in, Joanne?
I put it in my muffins and stuff like that. I wouldn't put dark molasses in with it, but
No.
you know.
But there's a beautiful recipe here for,
Yes, it is.
for fruity flaxseed muffins. And it's pineapple juice, chopped apples. I'm not, people say, Ellen, I thought you didn't want me to eat carbs in muffins. You can eat whatever you want in moderation. You gotta mix it up. You use it in baking. You keep it in the freezer. It lasts longer. Okay.
Sprinkle it on the cereal too.
Sprinkle it on your cereal. It's not so important to follow along, everybody, because you'll be able to read this at home. Okay. Each muffin has 194 calories. So when you say that was so good, I think I'll have a couple more. That's when you get in trouble. 600 calories for 3 muffins. Also, I want to mention Beaver Lake. Beaver Lake is beautiful. You can go there and go on a hike. It's getting to be fall, perfect hiking weather. There's a 1.5-mile nature trail hike that's got a beautiful view of the lake and Pigeon Roost Trail. You can rent a kayak. Vincent and I rented kayaks with Maureen, and I'm telling you, it was one of the most beautiful days I ever had. We went out on that lake and we kayaked, and you might say, well, Ellen, I don't know how to kayak. Neither did I. It was my first time. It was awesome. And even a 15-year-old boy had fun doing it. So there's all kinds of trails. There's hiking tips here. And also I put in here a recipe for low-carb stuffed bell peppers. You can have stuffed peppers without any rice. You can make them with just onions and diced tomatoes, and they have a little, cheese in there. And then this is a really good recipe, and somebody I know made them and loved them, but each one has 300 calories. Now that's where we're getting in trouble. Well, it's a stuffed low-carb pepper. I'll have 2. There's 600 calories. You've already had 500 for lunch. You've already had 500 for breakfast. You're at 1,600 calories. Then you have a granola bar that's 200 calories. There's 1,800. You can be eating healthy and still too much. So watch that portion control. Okay, thank you, Bobby. Before I get into the song, is there anyone who has any